So this is a new style of video. Laurie and I have prepped for this. We bought some specific equipment, but we are doing Thursday drives with Laurie and Kalene. It's all about the views. So we have a camera up top, a camera outside, camera pointing forward. You get all sorts of views driving through the neighborhoods on Thursday. Let's go to Peregrine.
All right, so we are on to our Thursday drives with Laurie and Kalene. So what we love about this is we get to show you actually what it looks like, the areas of town. It's so hard to see when you aren't here what that looks like. So you get to listen to us talk about our daily lives. And then you also get to see exactly where we're going. So today we're going to highlight Peregrine. Kalene just picked me up. We had kid drop off.
Yep.
And then...
So this weekend... we did. They said we should get, like, what was it, 4 inches of snow. We got probably double that. Like, well, I think it was 6 to 8 inches.
It was different because typically I would say the southern part of Colorado Springs gets less snow and the northern gets more snow.
Did they get more down south?
They got 14 inches of snow. What? Yes.
Oh, I had no idea.
Down by, like, the airport.
Well, that makes sense because I saw Woodland Park was on 2-hour delay.
Yeah.
And a couple of those that makes sense.
So we got, like, I would say, like, 6, would you say? And I live in Paragan, northern sections. And typically the more north you go, but what's also weird is we went to watch the Buckeye game at my sister-in-law and brother-in-law's house up in Castle Rock. And we left. It was sunny here. And as soon as we got to Monument Hill, the roads were terrible. Like,
really?
Yeah, like 6 inches. Well, maybe not 6.
So, and my parents were coming over from Highway 24 from the western slope of Colorado. And they said that the worst snow over there was like Delta Montrose, which typically they don't get hardly any snow.
Yeah.
And then they said over Monarch Pass, it was actually really easy driving, which was very atypical storm.
But
we just
right
had.
now when we're doing this, we probably will post this in November-ish, but it's October 30th. Tomorrow's Halloween.
Yep.
It's my husband's birthday tomorrow, so I have to, you know how he is about his birthday.
Oh, yeah.
He likes it to be a big deal, and it's never a big deal.
What are you
going to
do?
Kids on Halloween? Nothing. We're going to go to my son has a playoff game.
Nothing?
Well, I shouldn't say nothing. We're going to go out to dinner this weekend, but my son has his soccer playoff game.
Oh, yeah.
They won the first one, and did you know this? I'm going to be gone over Veterans Day
Oh,
weekend.
yeah. Yep.
And I never even thought about it, but they actually could have a playoff game. They could have, if
what
they win.
Are you gonna do?
The number 1 team lost in this Colorado, and then they're number 3. And it's my son's senior year.
The number 1 team lost? Yeah. Who was the number 1 for soccer?
I remember it was...
Somewhere in Denver?
Yeah, probably.
Like a Douglas County.
But I have a girlfriend trip planned, and if
what
they make
are you gonna do?
I can't, I don't know. They might...
You have to go to the game.
I don't know. Stay tuned. I'm gonna wait
and
see what happens. But I could play for the state championship my son's senior year, and I didn't even think that. And my other son.
Well, yeah, that would have been so hard
football,
to navigate.
But it's his junior year, but I didn't even think about it. Anyways, so it is October 30th, and we usually have our first snow before this time, and we just got it this weekend.
So you're going to be, for Brett's birthday, doing a playoff game, and then if they win that, then they go to the finals?
No,
this is semifinals?
There's 2 more games before that. So
okay.
there's a few more ifs and maybes in that.
Yeah,
but
you have a...
Fall sports here in Colorado are usually great, but it was so cold on Friday night for the football game. Like, terrible.
Well, what do you think's worse, fall or spring? Spring, definitely. That's what, like, I absolutely don't like spring baseball. It's like parkas, but then you're hot, soccer, and then it's windy.
It's so windy. I mean, there's some great times.
At least fall, like, it was cold though the other night when you had a game.
Yeah, but for the most part, like August, September, October is gorgeous for the most part. It's just these end final games where it's like can be you hit or miss, I would say. But I would take fall sports any day.
So tonight is my anniversary.
Oh,
we are.
Are you guys doing something unlike me? I'm like nothing.
We're both trying to save money because we're moving into a new house. So I said, please don't buy me anything. He did though. He went and he picked up. Eli has weight training at 5 a.m. for baseball. So I took him, and then my husband went to pick him up, and he came back with flowers. It was very sweet. And then we're going to go down to Paravicini's for dinner.
The Italian place in Manitou?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, and so we're going to head down to Paravicini's just for dinner, and it's year 19, so we thought, well, next year's the big one.
Next year's the big one. You going to go to Ireland and renew your vows on the cliffs of Moher?
We're thinking Greece.
Ooh.
You would be proud of me.
I am proud of you.
I don't know if we'll make it or not, but that's...
I'm checking to make sure our camera, it's still pointing forward. This is a new technology for us. Kalene, full disclosure, and our phone just keeps going off. I don't know who's calling. If you're calling, we'll call you back. But Kalene and I, we tried to do this on Friday, and it didn't just work
it wasn't as bad as some of our new technology days.
No, that one, when we had that camera, that was terrible. And the microphones. We returned it.
Always.
We either have to ask our kids, or it has to be pretty simple for us to understand it. So, we have some of this figured out.
We picked this camera out because it goes right on top of the car. It's like this ET.
I should put our GoPro out.
Looking. But we, when any of our clients reach out to us, they, I always ask, so why'd you call us and not another, if you're watching YouTube, we know there's other channels out there in Colorado Springs, but what our biggest feedback is, other than you guys like to watch us.
I'm nervous the GoPro's going to fly off of the car,
but what people say is that we actually showed you the streets. We actually gave you valuable information. We didn't just sit there and talk. And so we appreciate that feedback, and we want to do better at it. We know there's always room for improvement.
We want to be better.
We got some new technology, and it's literally as we drive around. And so we thought, you know what? Let's just go driving on Thursdays. Laurie and I...
We like to talk to each other anyways, so we can talk and show you guys the area.
And if you don't want to hear us, just go ahead and turn down the volume.
Just mute us out.
So right now, to me, this road's really interesting, though. So we are heading up to Peregrine. You'll see lots of wildlife on the...
Are we Woodman?
North? Yes, this is Woodman Road.
Woodman goes
It's
straight.
weird.
On
it's east and west, and then all of a sudden it kind of goes north. And so that's what I was going to say. To the north of us, there's, kind of some smaller hobby ranches, I'll call it. On the left-hand side is like your traditional neighborhood in the lower part of Peregrine. And then as we climb up this little bit of a hill, this is really like, when I think of Peregrine, what I think of, like
these
houses with views, the foothills, up by Pikes Peak. But that's what we just wanted to show you all, the exact street views. We don't want to spoof it. We, good, bad, ugly, whatever it is, this is what it looks like.
Though. It's sunny today. We just had this is how it works in Colorado. Is we usually have that snowstorm. We talk about this all the time, where we got 8 inches of snow this weekend, maybe 6-ish, depends on where you're at.
And look, the next day
it's melting, and it's sunny, blue skies, and the mountains look gorgeous because you'll see that they have.
Well, you were out driving yesterday. I did the opposite. It was like kind of that first snow, and so I just kind of embraced it. Oh, it was the day before.
Actually, on the way
we
home
watched
from that,
church from our living room.
Online church.
And then we had a nice breakfast, and I packed all day, and then we made like soup for dinner. Like
we made soup too.
Lots
My husband made beer cheese soup.
That's Jersey's favorite.
Is it? He tried to put it was good. It had a good flavor. Oh my gosh!
Sorry, I should have.
Don't hit deers on the way.
Sorry.
Maybe you guys could see them on the on the thing when we will point them out. But it was great flavor. My husband loves to cook, but I do not like to cook.
We are officially in Paragon. If you see that sign.
Oh, where? Back there?
Right there. So if we were to turn left.
What soup did you make? I need to know that first.
It was like a cheeseburger soup.
Oh.
It was good. So kind of cheesy, meaty. I had already taken out ground beef because I thought we're going to be raking leaves. So the first day, so Saturday, it was actually really warm and nice. I had to show a house about 3 p.m. I thought, I'm going to get up, rake my leaves, and then I'll start packing. I raked leaves until 2 p.m. And guess how many bags of leaves out of my backyard?
Oh, you have a big backyard. 12.
26. Ooh. 26 giant bags of leaves.
You should give me a bunch of bags. I can put them in my garden. I don't get that many leaves.
Oh my gosh, I will give you as many bags as you want. It was ridiculous. Our backs hurt so bad. And so we never got around. Eli was going to go do my mom's leaves because they were out of town. We didn't get to it. And of course the snow came the next day. So we had taken hamburger out because I was going to grill a hamburger. And we worked all day Saturday. And so I was like, well, we'll make soup with it. So I found a cheeseburger soup. And it was delicious. I bet your beer cheese was better though.
It was good. Probably wasn't the healthiest for you because of the cheese and the beer.
Do you top it with anything?
Yeah, he put bacon in it, which also wasn't as healthy. And then my kids had like garlic bread. I had one nibble. I feel like if I take like a small piece of the bread and don't take a full bread, but if I go back to 8 times, that I really don't eat a piece of bread. It's really just me having a couple nibbles. Oh, there's another deer over there.
Jersey has a really good friend. Her dad is from Minnesota, like you. And he
must be a good person.
Beer cheese soup, but he tops his with popcorn.
Ew, I wouldn't have thought of that.
Isn't that interesting?
Would it get soggy pretty quick? Maybe.
I think it's like, you like top it and then eat it.
Interesting.
I don't know.
Is it a healthier version than a breadcrumb? I don't know.
I thought it was maybe a Minnesota thing, but apparently it's not.
No, I've never had put popcorn on my soup before. So Kalene and I are each picking out a house, and we're going to see which one you guys like better. So our goal in these drives is to not only show you what it looks like here in Peregrine. So we are on the west side of I-25. We are in District 20 schools, Eagleview Middle School, our Academy High School. What is the name of the elementary school? I know it.
Woodman Roberts.
Is it?
Yeah.
Maybe I said I know it, but I don't know it. Okay, so great schools. Look them up on greatschools.com. Highly sought after area. There are some homes in this area. I would say starting price point in Peregrine per se is $700. You can live on the west side for $480.
Yeah, I was going to say
older home,
540.
smaller home, 2 stories typically. But typically, if you're in Paragan, like where we're driving right now, you're at least in the 700s, if not closer to 8.
So Laurie and I are approaching our first house. Yes.
Okay.
So we each picked out a home, and we want you to choose which one you would pick.
So here's number 1. Option 1 is mine. Let's go take a look. All right, this is my number 1 pick here in Paragan right now. It's currently active at $995. So if you can just, you hear Kalene's car running, but Paragan is a really quiet area of town, I would say. A lot of natural wildlife. You can see the mature trees. If you can see straight ahead, there's lots of like bluffs. And then you get a lot of views in these homes because a lot of them are situated on these ridges. But this home right here that Kalene can show is a 3-car garage. It is a 2-story with a full basement. It is a large home at 5,200 square feet, 5 bedrooms, 4 bathrooms. But property taxes are only $2,700. And so, compared to maybe where you live, usually that's a pretty good property tax amount for the year. There is a $50 HOA a month, but it does include your trash removal. So great home built in 1993, and it sits on that ridge. And so there really is no one behind them.
I was trying to show them.
Are you trying to show them?
It just, you can't, you would get city.
You have I don't know if they can hear you. You don't have your mic on, do you?
No.
You took it off. But what Kalene's trying to tell you is to pick mine because mine sits on this ridge and it has like really good city and mountain views back there. A lot of scrub oak, which is common over here. But Peregrine, this is my option here. So vote for Laurie, number 1. All right, so that was my option here in Peregrine. I just like that one because, number 1, I like the setting it's in.
Well, and how much was it again?
$995.
$995, so just under a million.
Just under a million. When we looked, there were options in the 7s.
Yep.
Of course, I didn't like them that much because this doesn't mean I have a budget.
I said, when we're picking our houses, do we have to pick similar budgets?
Yeah. But actually, we picked the same one first, full disclosure. But
I made her pick a different one.
She made me pick a different one, which is fine. But it's a gorgeous area. But these, a lot of the times when we have people look here, some of them don't have flat yards, which is or backyard because they sit on those ridges.
Mm-hmm.
But there are homes, like I'm just looking around here, and they do have swing sets and flat yards as well.
Well, that's what kind of this lower section, you can definitely have more of a yard as we go up this hill. Sometimes those are like, if you for sure want a flat yard to like put a trampoline or a play area, you may have to stay lower down in Peregrine because some of these homes up here, like there's really not even a backyard in some of them because they're just like expansive decks with incredible views. Maybe you have a little bit of a front yard. On the other hand, if you want no maintenance, low maintenance, you just want the view and the scenery, this could be a really good option. So
I forgot to start the GoPro.
Oh,
Started.
we have lots of moving pieces, guys.
We do.
I feel like we're doing a good job for new technology.
It's a lot of like things to pay attention to. We're gonna get it down, but the one up there, like we have to like crawl up through the sunroof to like turn it on and off, and then we go back and watch it, and it's like glitching a little bit, and we're like, is that because of the reception? Working. So we will see what this looks like. It's a mystery to all of us to see what happens.
So today, as of like I look forward, this is Blodgett's Peak that we're coming up on. This is almost like, so one thing, I do love the snow from about maybe like 2 more weeks from now until like end of January. I'm okay with that. It seems to go even a couple months later, full disclosure, but some of my favorite, like if I close my eyes and think of Colorado Springs, some of my favorite scenery is when you get this frostiness that you kind of have today, but in the middle of winter, it's like all the pine trees like have these flakes that are just like frosted on them, and it's like the most beautiful thing, along with like the red dirt, because Colorado Springs you still have that red dirt. Oh look, more deer friends.
There's a lot of deer around here.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5.
So if you like to garden, you're gonna have to cover it. Just an FYI.
Yeah, but I mean, you kind of get that feeling today of the frosted, but I bet you within the next couple hours, all of that frostiness will go away because the sun's out.
Yeah. Do you know what I did this weekend? I don't even know what this is going to be. So we went up to Castle Rock, like I said, and I didn't have any of my winter gear in my car. First of all, my husband took my father-in-law to the airport 4 times yesterday.
Why?
Because
the weather.
Yeah, and it's also my father-in-law a little bit. He kind of does his own thing.
Did he go out of Denver or Colorado Springs?
Thank goodness. But
I have something to say about that after. Finish your story, and then I'll go back to that.
This is really what Kalene and I do when we talk. But I was we were leaving, and we had 2 cars because my father-in-law was in town this weekend, and all my kids are with, and so and my dad came with. Anyways, so I turned on my windshield wipers, and it had all that snow on it, and I totally cranked or squished my windshield. So we interrupt our drive and our fabulous conversations for a little call to action. We want you guys to reach out to us. If you're thinking of moving here, you're watching this, whether you're moving here in the next month or 2, whether you're moving here in the spring, fall, wherever you're watching this, reach out to us. Let us know. We'd love to help get you set up on a home search.
Well, and I will say with that, I don't know how many people watch our videos and then we even hear from you like a year later. Just get in touch with us. If you're moving to the Colorado Springs area, we'll keep you in our database, stay in contact with you, and when you're ready to buy your home, we love to help.
So put those numbers into your phone, give us a call or text, love what we do, 5-star reviews, reach out. And so I had to drive home when it's snowing at 10:30 at night with
it. How did you squish it?
It was too heavy. Like the rod that holds the blade of the windshield wipers collapsed. And so now they go like this and they're hitting each other. And so I had to like lean over. My dad was like telling me where to go. It was really nerve-wracking. And so now I can't drive my car.
So I want to point out Blodgett's Peak real quick.
Point out Blodgett's Peak.
So over on the complete west side, right now, this is a little parking area. I think the GoPro will get this shot good. But this is Blodgett's Peak open space. There is endless like trails. You can hike up to the top of that mountain. On the east side, incredible views. Do you know there's a Montessori right there too?
No.
One of our clients, we were walking through their house. I think it was at inspection, and there were these chimes. And I was like, what is that? And there was an estate planner there getting ready for the estate planning.
I did not know there was a Montessori.
And there's a Montessori right over here. So if you want to be a nun, maybe pick Colorado Springs.
Is a nun? Is it a monk?
I think they train nuns.
Really?
I don't know, guys. Don't take my word for it. We'll look it up. But it's a Montessori. And we just went past. There's a turnoff for it down below, kind of by the school.
Yeah.
But you'll hear chimes at noon up here. All right, so back to what I was going to interrupt you.
Okay.
Did you hear that Colorado Springs has a few more direct flights?
I know that. I kind of seen.
I think it's American Airlines. It might be Southwest. See, there's the Montessori. Sorry.
Oh yeah, there it is. I guess. I would never have known that was a Montessori, but
Yep.
okay.
So they added a few more flights. There are direct flights even to Washington, D.C.
Oh, I did think because
from Colorado Springs.
I've flown to Vegas from Colorado Springs, and then I'm going to fly to Chicago when my son's playing in the state championship as a good mother.
Oh, another deer.
Oh, there's my son texting me. Let's get rid of that for a little bit. What did I say? Oh, yeah, direct to Chicago.
And then I know they have direct to Dallas.
Dallas, yep.
And
Great.
we went direct from here. No, I take that back. It was Denver to Charlotte.
So pros and cons to the Colorado Springs airport is it's one, more expensive, but you don't have to drive all the way to Denver.
I don't know if it's more expensive because our parking is a little bit cheaper than DIA.
Yeah, and gas.
And the fuel up there, and I always calculate in because even if you have like an 8 a.m. flight, it's like you have to get up at like 4 in the morning.
So much more convenient. And the airport is a perfect size.
And to me, like gates. To get through, so this last time we went to Denver, ridiculous for security check-in in the mornings.
Yeah.
And by the time we got through security, because I think we left at 4 a.m. and it was like an 8:30 flight, I was like, James, you're being ridiculous. We had to drive around. We had to park it because I was like, we like to park in the covered parking at DIA.
Yeah, I know.
We had to go all the way to the top, so it wasn't even covered. It was $30 a day.
I know.
We were gone for 4 days. That's $120.
There's no covered parking in Colorado Springs.
I know, but it's easy.
I know.
And then you just come home and you grab your bag and you go.
And there's no there's security, but it's like 2 minutes, which is DIA can be like
it makes such a difference.
DIA is one of the busiest airports.
Oh my gosh!
In the country.
And they're doing so much construction. There were so many upset people at the airport because you got up to the front, and then I think it was the north side security check-in. Then they made all of us go back over to the south side security.
You were trying to get into the clear part of it. Was that like the?
No, we even have pre-check.
Oh, you do?
And they made us all go, and everybody was so mad. I was like, I just need coffee.
I'm gonna do that, and then I never do it. It's like one of those things that's on your list for like 14 years, and then I'm like,
James made me do it one time. I don't know.
A couple minutes if I just would
and
do it.
You're the one that needs it. I don't even travel that.
I do. I need that. My friend got the world thing, so she goes through customs and stuff like that. She had to go to an appointment for it.
Yep, that's what I had to do, an appointment. Here's my thing though, if you travel with your kids, you can't, I don't know why, but they put the TSA pre-check, usually if the kids are over 13 and they're traveling with you, you can't use pre-check, so you have to go through a regular line anyway. But for some reason we flew was it Southwest, and they put the kids, and I had a 15-year-old and a 13-year-old, and they let us go. Our little boarding pass had pre-check, so
you really did take it to them. You really got away with it.
I got away with it.
So are we almost to your place? I think we're almost to your place. So it's coming up here, but do you know what else happened this weekend? The other thing is, if you live here,
the Broncos beat Kansas City.
Did beat the Chiefs. I couldn't believe it. I text my friend who lives in Erie. Her husband is the ball boy, which is kind of funny
that's
for
cool.
the Broncos. And I was like, I text her because they usually are terrible. And I was like, are we about to beat the Chiefs? Like, we usually lose in the last second almost every time. But I was like, I think we're almost about to beat the Chiefs. Oh, someone's blowing out their sprinkler system. So you can see that. I don't know if you can see that from there. You can see that steam coming up. That is the sprinkler system being blown out. They should have done it before the freeze, but I think they freaked out because they hadn't done it yet. But we always text our clients who aren't from here and say, blow out your sprinkler.
We need to text a couple of our second homeowners.
Yes. So
make sure they got that.
I know we told them when we were showing them houses, but they have a lot of other things going on during that time. So we'll see. So yes, the Broncos did beat the Chiefs. So I will tell you
what else
other
happened
story.
This weekend.
Well, we'll have to show your house and I'll tell you. So stay tuned. Kaylene's going to show us her
we're
house
pulling
now.
up to the house
As you can see, we're going like straight up a hill. So it'll be...
Oh,
I bet you
and this is why I picked it, because the views.
Yes, she cheats. She made me pick
I have arrived.
Oh, there it is. I do like this one. She's going to cheat. She's going to win. All right, we're going to go show it to you.
So I'm cheating again because I'm showing you the view before the house. So this is why I picked this one. You're literally at one of the top peaks up here in Paragan, looking out. There's city views. I know the videos don't do it justice, but you're going to get city lights. You get Blodgett's Peak. The house that I'm showing you it's pending. It's under contract at $980,000. It's right here on the hill. So it was built in 2006. Taxes are a little bit higher than Laurie's were. They're $3,200 annually.
See, I win.
Here's a big difference. Your HOA, I think, was a small amount monthly. Mine is $205 a month.
Oh, yeah.
So it's a unique little section up here in Peregrine. So that's definitely 3,800 square feet, 4-bed, 2-bath. Of course, all of the cabinetry and everything is custom. It's woody, it's Colorado, big peak ceilings to take on these incredible views. But again, $980,000 up here in Peregrine.
So, Laurie or Kalene's, which one did you like better? Number 1 was mine.
2 was mine. I forgot to tell you.
Kalene's. I think she's going to
drop it down below. Drop it down below.
Here comes a moving truck, ironically. So, if you're thinking of moving here, as we noted, reach out, give us a call or text. That's a little bit about Peregrine. Our whole goal of these videos, you guys, is to have it like you are here with us. So a lot of times when you guys come out, we put you on a driving tour just so you can see. It's so hard to see a map and then picture actually what it looks like. So our whole goal is to help you guys before you get out here actually see these areas. And I'm hoping these different camera angles can help do that. So
yeah, we're excited about our new videos. Give us feedback though. What can we do to make it better?
Areas you want to see.
Areas you want to see. And by the way, when we go to some of these bigger plan developments, we're even going to break them down into different sections to really show you. So stay tuned. Thursday drives with Laurie and Kalene. And again, make sure to reach out to us. We love to hear from you guys and help you make that move to Colorado.
So look forward to Thursdays.